Get her on speaker here, right?
You have no new messages and 10 saved messages. Saved messages. Hello, this is a message for Alex Kennedy. My name is Lynsey Stephenson. I'm calling from the South Eastern Trust. Alex, I wonder if you can give me a ring back whenever you get this message, please, on 02890 602 705. Thanks very much. Bye. To return the call, key 5. To replay them, I'm sorry, the caller's number was not available. We are unable to return the call.
It was not my hand, I'm just getting over. Hold on, please. That's me phoning Lynsey back here. Hello? Hello?
Hello, is that Alex?
Yes, Lynsey, hiya.
Hiya, Alex. Listen, I live in Portland, but I'm not entirely sure. Does your house have a number on it?
No.
On the door?
No, there's number 7's next door, mine's 7A with no number on it. The corner one. You can't miss it, there's American flags outside it.
Right, so I'll be there in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. That's still 10. Just keep it 10. She's there to take him, isn't she? She's there to take the kids. Try and make it look so nice. Now we get fucked here. Peter's with her fella. I'm not getting them. Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again. Not sure where one it is. Time's out. Is it still recording? No. Maybe you stop it. No, keep it recording. It's only 3 minutes, not it? Or can you, will you stop? Oh, here she comes, quick. Quick way. Hiya.
Hey, Alex, silence us at the door.
Yeah, what's up? Go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead, what's happening?
We're at the door?
Yes,
We'll just be knocking?
I'm not in, sure. I'm just out
What
of...
do you mean you're not in?
I'm not in. What's up? What's happening? What is it you're doing, actually?
It's the home visit, Alex, that we arranged on the phone yesterday.
Right, so what's the...
We arranged for 10 o'clock.
Right, so what's the script? What are you... I'm not far away. What is exactly happening? Are you here to take the kids?
No, we're not here to take the kids, Alex. Listen, I don't want to talk about this in the standing out in the street. Your neighbours knew we're here.
No, it doesn't matter.
Are you coming back to the house?
I'm just asking a straightforward question. Are you there to take the children? Are you
No.
are you there with any orders or anything to lift the children?
No, I have no orders, Alex.
Is Katie
I'm
with
here
you? Is Katie with you? Or are you by yourselves?
Give me 2 seconds.
No.
I'll get
Excuse
back
me.
into the car.
Just.
1 second.
I was wanting to ask you, Lynsey. What do you need to check inside the house for?
Okay, Alex, you remember the phone call we had on the phone yesterday?
I
I
do.
was telling you we had a referral in. There's some concerns about you receiving death threats.
Right.
And we have a responsibility to check if there any risk to the kids, and we want to see if there's any support that we can offer you.
If who's any risk to the
Sorry.
kids?
Pardon?
Who's any risk to the kids?
If there are any risk to the kids
Right.
from the death threats, okay? So we want to come out and talk to you about that.
Right. Okay. Right. I've gathered that. But
Okay.
And what for? To see if there's any assistance. But you also said that everything was fine with me. So you said you were coming down to check the house. You didn't say that's all you wanted to do, to check the children.
No, I didn't say I was coming to check the house. There's been no concerns raised in regards to the house.
Right.
I just want to have a chat with you, and I wanted to see the kids.
Right.
And I wanted to talk about our assessment process and what support we
You
can
did, and
offer.
you said the kids are all right with me. They're all right in my care. They're okay. You had no concerns. You said.
I said that we want to talk about the risks that might be to the kids, because if you're getting desperate, Alex, you know, obviously there's a tension on the house, and we want to see if there's anything we can do to help. And we want to talk about the current situation. I want to.
Well, then you're going to give yourself some workload throughout Northern Ireland if that's what procedures are. But as far as what I would understand is that if you told me that the kids are okay in my care and you had no concerns, was exactly what you said. And all right, hold on. Let me finish, please.
I am not.
Can I finish, please? Because and then we can just do it in the courts if we have to. So the inside of the house at the minute is sound, because I look after them. If there's death threats, which there is, because obviously we know it, and you said alleged death threats. Well, they're not alleged. They've been coming through the PSNI. So they would obviously contact you if there was an issue in the past. That would be a standard procedure if kids were in danger, and they haven't been all these months. So therefore, that hasn't been happening. Now, as you can see, the outside of my house is quite fine. That their domain is the police's domain, where they protect it for pipe bombs and different stuff. And at the end of the day, everyone's at risk in throughout Northern Ireland, because there's pipe bombs all over the place. So therefore, unless you're going to go around and sort out all Northern Ireland's pipe bomb problems, I suggest you don't start talking like that to me. I asked you, was my wife coming over to come off a boat now, and you said no, and she just was, incidentally, just by luck. Obviously nothing to do with you, because you're not out for any orders to take my children. Now, what I'm saying to you is I went for a prohibited steps order the last time that my children were taken under the same circumstances by social services. So if that's what's going on, I would suggest, Lynsey, and I would suggest very strongly on your job and on your credibility as a person, that you tell me the truth, and therefore we then go to court together and we talk it in there, and I ask for prohibited steps order or whatever, or we talk it out in the courts, not in a pantomime that people come out and take children from houses, because I've already had that pantomime, and I had my children stolen, and it was a very, very risky thing for social services in Northern Ireland for that to happen, because had anything happened outside the realm after the courts dealing with that, the judge would have been liable and everybody would have been liable. So I suggest that you look very, very closely at the procedures that you're carrying out and how you do them, and you be very, very truthful with me, because I am not the sort of person to lie down and just get put in this position again. The last time my children went missing, I spent a month running around trying to get them and getting all the bits of pieces of paper for you, and the Gateway team gave me a little thing that says there was no need for any more service because the children aren't in your care than they are, say, the Isle of Man. And European arrest warrants and everybody else took the flak, and me as well. And my wife came back, and I contacted social services, and I told you that Kitty was back, and I invited you back into my home and did sort stuff out. Well, I will not be inviting anybody at all over my doorstep again that I believe are lying to me or trying to play any silly buggers with my children, because they're all I have. And so at the end of the day, I protect them properly, and I will do it through the courts quite amicably, not a problem, which I suggest that you do. So I'm not going to run around chasing my tail, and that's it. All right. So if you're down there for any orders, what you're saying you're not, well then you don't need to see me inside the house, because the house is fine. You can come and see me inside the house, but you don't need the children to be here. You want to see the children, you can see the children. Yeah, but there's not a problem. But my wife is here in Belfast, and so I don't trust her, and I don't trust what's went on the last time, because she has stolen before. And so I would suggest to you that, and also would like to know if, over the last 8 weeks, if any passports have been obtained and that I don't know about, because I've had meningitis and I've been in hospital and I've been unwell, and there's been all funny buggers going on, and it goes on every time. So if you're willing to assist in the theft of children under the Abduction Act that'll end up leaving this country, well, I suggest you go ahead and you play that game. But I suggest to you that I will speak openly in the public domain, on TV, whatever you want, to suggest all that, or else I will deal with people directly, dead calmly, dead nice. I will not be wound up by phone calls by people and family members and different stuff. I will not live that life. I live the life of looking after my children, and that's it.
Alex, please, can I just ask, did you speak to your solicitor yesterday?
Did I speak to my solicitor yesterday? Yes, I did.
And I spoke to your solicitor yesterday, yes?
Yep.
Did your solicitor tell you what I had said to him?
Yep.
And what was your solicitor telling you?
I don't trust my solicitor.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, right.
Look,
I had explained to your solicitor this exactly the same thing I had explained to you on the phone yesterday. And I explained the reason for it coming out.
Right, so...
And he had said that, he would advise you that,
Well, I've spoken...
If I was going, Alex, if I was going to get an order for your children, I would need to inform you. I would need to inform you exactly of the reason why. And I would have to have informed your solicitor yesterday. I need to keep myself out of my job. So I'm not lying to you. I don't know how else to assure you.
Well, I told you, Lynsey, quite clearly, and I was quite polite about it. I said to you, and no disrespect to you, but this has been done to me exactly as I'm saying.
And I understand
by
that.
social services.
As I said, yes, I understand.
Right. Hold on.
Your previous experience.
You did indeed. But the first time I met you, Lynsey, was on a phone call yesterday, correct? Yes. Hold on, correct, right, okay. Right, let me finish, please. I'll tell you the chain of events. A certain person came around, meant to be a car. I'll tell you exactly. There's meant to be a car stolen around the area. And a young lad came up to me and says, oh, my car's been stolen. And I said, right, okay. That was 2 nights ago. And I said, right, okay. And he said, and the police are looking for it. And I said, all right. The next morning, police officers knocked my window. We're doing a door-to-door for a car that was being stolen. And I said, right. And that was in the early morning. And then the next thing I said, I'm getting the kids out. This is a stroke. 20 minutes later, you phoned and you said it was nothing to do with children, and I appreciate that's the truth. I said, yeah, I thought my wife might be come off the boat. It's a bit coincidental. And then my wife did come off the boat, and I'm still taking your word for it. And then she's down here and she wants to see her children, and she's got somewhere from to live and all the rest of it. Fine. Hold on, no, let me finish. So then last night, the young lad bumped into me again and told me, oh, they found the car again yesterday. So they've done a door-to-door, they found the car and went back to him, and it was very, very quick, and that's okay. And this morning you're out again. What I'm telling you is, I'm going to court within the next, as soon as I can get into court, and you're quite fine. My children are quite safe and quite sound inside my home. So if you want to come down and come down there in the morning times, this is what was told to me last time, that they weren't coming. We are not coming for your children, was exact words, by a police officer from Bombridge Police Station, and also he said, without a doubt, we're not coming for your kids. And you came down to my house in Kilnallen, and you came round and you jumped out from the side of the wall and you came in, we're here for the kids. And I says, now I was told, and I have voice messages and recordings of all that on thing, and you came in, you took them from my home in front of the police officer, and the police officer apologized. I said, their children are going to be stolen. They says, no, we can't do it. And Bronwyn, whatever her second name is, she drove off with the kids. I was dead nice, dead calm. They looked around the house, it was beautiful, it was tidy. The children went with them. I assisted, I did not argue, I cried, and I told that police officer, my children are going to be stolen. And he said, no, it's not. And on the way they went with you. And I went to the court for prohibited steps order in front of the judge, like you do, like you're meant to do, like everyone's done. And I was refused it because my wife had been up and said she wouldn't take him. That was her exact words to the judge. So then on the next day, the next chain of events, I went back to court, and my 2 children, and they were missing. I had showed photographs. They were back in the Isle of Man. They had broken the court's laws, our justice system. They took jurisdiction within your care, within your what's it called, Women's Aid or whatever it was called. That's what they done, and off she went. And then there was Procedures Act was followed. Then she had a letter sent to her from the courts to bring her back. And Isle of Man people, government, like I said, because they don't like me, didn't enforce them. So then they were going through the Court of The Hague for Child Abduction Act for arrest and stuff. And so I realised that would take years, and so I cut the ties and I said, I cancel that. And then what she done was, she decided to come back, and she came back, and she was incidentally pregnant with our child at the time, our 3rd child, which was debated. Their family tried to get her to go and have an abortion and all sorts of things. And so all these things that you think's alright, but had I not been amicably and done it properly and done it whatever, I would not have my children, I'd have my 3rd child or my 4th child, and our family would be upside down. We now have 4 beautiful children who are all well looked after, and that's it. I do not stop my wife saying anything to do with kids. They're not just my children, but I'm not being duped into some sort of fiasco where they're lost into a system that is outside our realm. 2 of them children are from here as well, and so I'm not taking a risk, and I'm sorry for you to understand, but I run around for a month looking for my children when they're in on, and all I got from you was the gate was closed. So I run around, no assistance, no nothing, a very hard thing, chasing my tail. Well, at the end of the day, these are my children as well. They're both our kids, and so I will not take a risk with people who tell me one thing and do different, and that is exactly what you did, and you take them outside your care. And if that happens again, Lynsey, and I strongly suggest that once they're out of your care, if anything happens to them whatsoever, you'll be held directly responsible. So if you're coming on the phone and tell me one thing and you're doing different in the background, there is no coincidence in this. You have not come out to my door over the last 9 months. You didn't need an ominous tip-off, because the police have known fine well that all these different pipe bombs going to, because I've got it all in evidence. I've all got it in photographs. I've got police officers at my door. The police have all done all that, and we've got pictures of their threat messages. I've been down to through McCann solicitors. I've done everything to find it. So it's not the normal procedures. There's nothing. You told me that you're fine, the kids in her care. So if my wife is trying to obtain something, well, then I suggest to you that you take us back to the same judge you took her to the last time when you done, and I suggest you do it as quick as you can and as fast as you can, and I will be there. And until such times, my children are safe and sound in my care, and I will not trust someone I don't know. For instance, Kincora. look it up there, the people who are entrusted and what happened to people. So at the end of the day, my kids are in my care and they're very, very well looked after. I'll come down and show you the Facebook and the things over the last few days. The only time they're under any threat is when people are playing fiascos and games with my children. That's not going to happen. So we're going to be going to the parks and different things, and I suggest you don't tell me lies. You don't come and try and take them or do whatever. Until such times, I ask you here openly, go in front of the judge before, the same one who I went for prohibited steps, and we'll start the ball rolling from there. And when I know where my wife is intended to live, she's here now, she says she's got an address, the thing and all that. I suppose, you know what I mean? No one showed me an address or where their safety. Their safety is paramount to me, and no one loves them children more than me, I can assure you, and I'm sure she loves them too. But at the end of the day, that's the official and the way it is. And so that's my stance on it, and I want to just leave me alone, let me get washed and changed and ready, and the kids are all looked after, so there's no problem. Go ahead. Hello? Get cut off halfway through it. End it. See how much that you got.